What's good, y'all? We back. We back at it again, man. Kai Park, you know the dealio. You see the thumbnail. You know we're talking about basketball. And you know we talk about the MVP race. Like the thumbnail says, big Jokic is my MVP. Now, does that mean, before niggas get mad, you know what I'm saying? There's two niggas watching this. So people, you know what I'm saying? What, what, what about Giannis, huh? What about Embiid, huh? What about Luca? Relax, relax. Okay, relax, my man, relax. Okay, Jokic, Embiid, Giannis, and even Luca to an extent, they all have phenomenal cases. You know what I mean? This has been the closest MVP race arguably ever. You know, like usually around this point in the year, your MVP was decided. We're in April, and niggas MVP is like, oh, I don't know, this the one game could like bro, this is a close knit race. But to me, honestly, at this point, I believe that Nikola Jokic is the MVP of the league, back to back MVP. Why is that? First of all, we've never seen somebody at his size, 7 foot tall center, do what he has been doing. Not only in terms of scoring efficiently on the floor, he's had stretches of scoring 30, 26 plus points on 50, 60, 70% shooting. Like, that doesn't make sense. We haven't seen somebody do that since Wilt. You know what I'm saying? We haven't seen these 65 or 64 double doubles in the season, leading the league. That's absurd. He's leading the league in triple doubles. That's absurd. That's absurd. We've never seen somebody at his size with the court vision and passing that he does, that he has. The rebounding, I think he leads the league in rebounding. Either leads the league in rebounding totals or is leading the league in rebounding averages. But still, that's absurd. We've also never seen an MVP. We've never seen a player in general, like just ever. We've never seen somebody ever have to go through where, for majority, if not all of the season, their two best players were missing. We're not playing for majority, if not all of the season. Jamal Murray got tore his ACL roughly around May, March, I think last year, before the playoffs. I'm not for sure. He tore his ACL. He was out for the playoffs. He's been out all year. Michael Porter Jr. played about 10-ish games, maybe even less than that. Fucked up his back. Excuse me. He hasn't played. Jokic has been out without his two max contract best players. That's 40 points he's missing. And the Nuggets are close to 50 wins, the same way they were before when everybody was healthy. They're around the fourth seed, the same place they were when everybody was healthy. It's just Aaron Gordon, Will Barton, Bones Highland, DeMarcus Cousins, and Big Yoke. Like, we can't, when you put that all into perspective, not only that, you also have to consider the fact that Jokic is playing defense this year. Y'all can't, the narratives of, oh, Luka and Jokic, oh, they don't play defense, that's dead this year. That's dead. Jokic is one of the best clutch defenders this year. He's won games off of clutch blocks, clutch steals, clutch rebounds, clutch buckets, clutch assists. He does that. He's that entire clutch system for the Nuggets in those type of games. He's won games off of his defense. So defense, y'all can't just say, oh, he's a turnstile on defense. His defense, I would say this. His defense was much better in the earlier parts of the year. I think he's, slow down on the defensive effort, but I understand that. It's super late into the season. He's fucking their entire offense and damn near their entire defense. So I would understand, hey, bro, a nigga's tired. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. A guy's tired. I understand it. I understand that. But he's still their entire defense for them. He still plays clutch defensive minutes. He still does these things in the clutch for this team. He's won multiple games off of clutch blocks. A game against the Raptors, and I think a game against the Sixers. Like that's crazy. You know? Not only to get into that, his playmaking is out of this world. Out of this, it's not even like, it's crazy. It's like if Luka was 5 inches taller and did more no-look passes, bro. Like, it's absurd. Jokic's court vision is insane. His scoring efficiency is absurd. He's shooting like 68% true shooting. My stomach is going crazy. My apologies. I don't know if you can hear it, but my apologies if you can. My apologies. Jokic is shooting like 68% true shooting. I might look up some stats and like put them to the side of me, just so, like around here, just so y'all can tell like this dude is really doing insane shit. And it's not just advanced stats. You look at just the basic stats. Off the top of my head, Jokic is averaging 26.8 points, about 14.8 rebounds, 7-ish assists on 68% true shooting, and with about like 60% shooting from the field. That's crazy. We already know how amazing he is in the post, and his post move, his post hook there's nothing going to do to stop it. He's shooting around 35% from the three. His mid range is money. Like, this is an all around efficient basketball player. He dropped 30 points in the fourth quarter in overtime against the Nuggets to win a game. 30 points in fourth quarter in OT alone to win a game. He was getting doubled on the other side of the court at the hash mark. He made a full turnaround whip pass to the corner for the game-winning assist. It's hard when you bring up those things. It's hard to just say, "Oh well, all you guys do is just bring up advanced stats for Jokic." It's not advanced stats. Look, open your eyes. Open your eyes. Look at everything objectively. When you look at everything objectively, not a single basketball player has gone through what Jokic has gone through and kept their team level. They haven't fallen off and they haven't skyrocketed. They are damn near exactly where they would be without their without his two other best players. And you know what? Here's one criticism I do have, right? The on and off numbers for Jokic. I don't like using on and off numbers in general because they can skew things a lot. I'm not an advanced stats guy. I love some advanced stats. I don't like a lot of them. I'm not the biggest advanced stats guy in the world, but I understand why people use them, and I even use them myself. But with the on and off numbers, what people use for Jokic, like, oh, when you look at Jokic, his on and off numbers, when he's on the court, they're the 96 Bulls, and when they're off the court, they're a G League Ignite team. And while yes, when the Nuggets are on the court, when the Jokic is on the court for the Nuggets, they're statistically one of the best teams on the planet. Like, that's a statistical fact. You can look that up as a fact. But why the numbers when he's off the court may look so crazy is because, like I just said, Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. are not there. So when Jokic is not on the court, they're essentially without their big three at all times. And their best player when Jokic is off the bench is essentially either Will Barton, Aaron Gordon, or DeMarcus Cousins. And I love D-Boog. I love DeMarcus Cousins. But, like, bro. You know what I'm saying? But not only that, and I just want to get into that because, and that's a That's the one kind of pushback I'll give to the advanced stats for Jokic is the on and off numbers. But even without that, even when you include that, how the event they're a little skewed. They're a little skewed, but even still, that doesn't change the fact that when Jokic is playing for when Jokic is on the court for that team, everything is running through him. The offense runs through him. He gets all the rebounds because the way he controls a rebound is beautiful. It's it's um it's Dennis Rodman esque, and I mean that in the sense of when I watched that Last Dance episode of Dennis Rodman, and he breaks down, oh, when I would look at the spin of the ball, and if this person was shooting it at this side of the court, then the ball was going to bounce off this way, and that I look at that, I watch that clip, and I look at Jokic rebounding, and I'm like, Jokic does a similar thing, where it's not where oh, he looks at who's shooting, and so where's gonna bounce. Jokic taps the ball perfectly to himself. With a lot of rebounders this day, they just smack that shit. Rudy Gobert, Dwight Powell for the Mavs. You know what I'm saying? Some guys, they either just smack that shit or they'll snatch it. Jokic, he'll boop, 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 and then grab it one-handed. He'll move it away from the opposing center and then just grab it for himself. And it's just the way he grabs, the way he gets rebounds when he's battling in the paint. It's so beautiful to watch, man. I don't know, like it's just so beautiful to watch. As I said, you can't do defense against Jokic because he's been playing defense this year. You can't. Okay, I'll say this: out of the top three MVP candidates, which is Jokic, Giannis, Embiid, I would say Jokic is the worst defender. Worst. Hard quotes on worst defender out of all of them, and Giannis is objectively the best defender out of all of them. I will admit to that. But what Jokic makes up for in his lack of defensive prowess, he makes up for in his offensive prowess. He's an offensive juggernaut. Like I said, that entire offense runs through him. He's having 30-point games on 70% shooting from the field. That's up. Like I don't. That is absurd. That doesn't happen regularly. That's not a regular thing for people to do. That's crazy. That's crazy. He's having 30-point, 20 rebound games. He's having 30-point, damn near 20 assist games. He's had like I looked up a stat on I didn't look up a stat, but Pee Wee the plug, shout out P, the GOAT, you know what I'm saying? He looked up a stat that was like Jokic has no. Jokic would have like damn near 20 rebound games if he didn't have so many 19 rebound games. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy, man. That's crazy. And when you add in, like I said, when you can't even do wins, right? You can't even say, oh well, look at the standings. The Sixers are here, the Bucks are here, and the Mavs are here. How can you? The wins aren't even that crazy. The Nuggets I just looked are at 47 wins. They can get to 49, I believe. I don't think they play today. They play tomorrow, and I think they play Friday. So today's Wednesday. Yeah. So that's damn near 49. That's damn near 50 wins. Excuse me. So like I said, they're 51. They're damn near 51 team without their two best players, without their other two best players on the court. Jokic by himself has led this team to a similar win percentage as the Sixers, Bucks, and Mavs. The Bucks, by the way, have had Giannis, Chris Middleton, and Jrue Holiday for all season. Their only real big missing player was Brook Lopez, who just came back. Shout out to Brook Lopez. I'm glad he came back because he's a big part of that Bucks defense. right? So I'm glad it's come back. The Sixers, right? Yes, they were out. We were without with Simmons for half of the year, half of the season. But even still, we had Tobias Harris and Tyrese Maxey. Tobias Harris is a max player. Uh, Tyrese Maxey was giving us 20 points. Tyrese is that's my dog. Tyrese is my dog. So that's my guy. He was cooking for us. Tobias is a max player. He should have been. He should have been giving us 20 plus points. You know what I'm saying? We just got James Harden, and we're still at a similar wins against the Nuggets. The Mavs, they had Kristaps for most of the season. He came back at some point. For them. Tim Hardaway was injured, true, but he don't play no fucking defense. So every point he's giving up on offense, he's giving them right back on defense. Tim Hardaway Jr. gives you 20 points a night. He's giving up about 25 points on defense. All right, so let's not, you know what I'm saying? Respectfully. He had the Mavs had Kristaps for at some point. He then got injured. They then traded for him. They then traded Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans for him. And that has worked out great for the Mavs. So now the Mavs' second best player, is, Spencer Dinwiddie or Jalen Brunson. The Mavs, Luka is the only person in terms of carry thing, where in terms of he has led his team to a high plane without a large need of his two best players. But even still, as much as I fuck with Luka, and I would love for Luka to even be like top 3 in MVP or even to win that bitch, but it's so no one has gone this long without their two best players and has still kept their team to this point. Jokic is, at this point, to me, he's the best playmaker, the best passer in the league. He's one of the most efficient scorers in the league. He's one of the best rebounders in the league. He's one of the best clutch defenders in the league. We don't see players like him that often. This year is better than last year, and last year was the MVP year. So if you got Jokic winning last year, you for damn sure got to have Jokic winning this year, because this is his best season so far. Easily, man. Easily. And, with all that considered, I think I got Jokic as my MVP. My big ass nose, man. Golly. But I got Jokic as my MVP, man. I won't be mad. Of course, I won't be mad if Giannis wins it, because he has a phenomenal case against it as well. Giannis has been as dominant as he always is. Averaging 30 points this season. Defense is out of this fucking world, as it always is, because he's Giannis Antetokounmpo. He has been holding, with Brook Lopez out. A lot of people don't get this, but Brook Lopez is a huge part for this team, for that Bucks team's defense. And without Brook Lopez, they are basically filling him in with Bobby Portis. And Bobby Portis, I love Bobby Portis. He is not a good defender. He's not that great of a defender. He can he's good in the post, because he can stand his ground and he'll get some energy, he'll get some blocks and all that, but he's not that good of a defender. He's not as good as Brook Lopez was. And as good as Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday are at the perimeter, we're in a talented league. Niggas are going to get past you, bro. Niggas are going to get past you. Niggas are going to score on you. And people are switching. They switch. That Bucks team's whole defensive scheme is switch. So if Drew Holiday is on somebody, the opposing team will just call a switch and they'll get Bobby Portis on in his cooked food. But Giannis has been holding that team down on defense and on offense. He has been clutch all year, like he always is for that team, making clutch plays. He's now having clutch blocks. He blocked Embiid. He blocked my guy Embiid. He's been blocking not KD, but he had a step back 3 against the Nets to send it to OT. Like He has an extremely, extremely, extremely strong case to win MVP. Same with Giannis. Same with Embiid. Embiid has been carrying the Sixers offensively and defensively, just like Jokic and just like Giannis all fucking year. He has been without his best player, his second best player, and in the meantime, his second best player filling in was Tyrese Maxey. You know what I'm saying? I love Tyrese. Tyrese is my dog, but he's a young guard, and he had to fill in as a second best player because the guy who was supposed to be our second best player, Ben Simmons, was there, and the guy who was supposed to fill in for him, Tobias Harris, was the mid. So our young two guard had to fill in, and he was cooking. And him and Embiid, they were really cooking shit. Embiid was the center, was the focus of this defense. His help defense was saving us, was saving the Sixers. His offense was saving the Sixers. These guys have phenomenal cases. Luka has been carrying the Mavs. He's been playing defense this year, even though yes, he's had a bad, not even bad. He had a mid, and for his standards, like 15-ish games ish is a stretch. And then in November, December, he was really cooking up. He got injured, got COVID, came back in January, and from January on, he's arguably been a top 3 player in the league while playing defense. All of these guys have phenomenal cases to win MVP. But to me, none of their cases are as strong as Nikola Jokic's is. When you take into account everything that he's done for that team, everything has gone through, and where he has kept the Nuggets, Nikola Jokic is my 2022 MVP. Thank you for watching the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Cash up in the description if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Black brother just trying to stay. Everything is appreciated. Don't gotta do nothing. Love y'all. Take care, man. Have a great day.